Hello. Back into it with Hades. I put a fair few hours in between episodes just to grind up a few things, as I'll show you. A lot of it was spent just running back and forth in Atlantis, shopping for items, things like this. I was trying to get the Tinkerer. Unfortunately, I didn't get a lot. This one is okay. It's a decrease in health and strength. The shield itself is better, and higher stats on it. But because it rolled with the Tinkerer, I think it probably will beat out the one we have now. Not sure what other relic I'll use. I can find something for it though, so it's not too bad. A helmet here. Stats are pretty much the same, a little bit less strength, but we got slow resistance, which is really nice. It's always good to have some of that, because Iron Will, one of the few resistances it doesn't give is slow, so that should help out a bit. When you're playing defense, that slow resistance is more valuable. And picked up this one here, it's better stats all around, and it rolled with movement speed, which is fantastic. Use these. It'll save us having to swap out into these ones so often. This one here, it's a little upgrade, a little bit more armor, more health, a bit less strength. Really, I'll barely be able to tell the difference. I just want something that looks a bit different. What else did we find? I found these two, which I'm going to use for farming. I put 2 relics on them that just buff elemental damage of some sort, because it pairs nicely with this. Total damage, elemental damage, intelligence, plus this too. Using those, the 2 to 5 and 1 to 7 gets boosted up quite nicely, especially on a character like this with so little damage to begin with. These ones, they're just upgrades, just flat upgrades in every area. This one here, it's another upgrade, decent, 4% on both, pretty good. And I found this too, which is actually pretty good. Pierce-wise, it's not fantastic, it'll make a little bit of a difference. The armor is nice, because it rolled on a amulet, and if it wasn't a ring too, it will actually apply the armor bonus to all 4 pieces, which makes it stronger than it looks. So effectively it's 40 armor. And the stun resistance is really nice too. And you throw that on top of the Tinkerer, I'd say it probably beats this out, debatably. I will go ahead and apply something to it, and I'll test both out, see which one I feel safer using. The stun res isn't hugely important because we're already at 55% thanks to this, but it will get us up to the cap, which isn't too bad. Getting stunned can get you killed quite easily. I went ahead and farmed up one of these. I'll probably stick it in here right now. Yeah, I think I will. And this should give us a +1 to our skills, which is very good. I finally feel safe enough to drop the extra health that I'm getting from the Dionysus, because our vitality resistance, there we go, is overcapped by 5%, so we can freely give one up. So even taking this off, because we don't need it anymore, the Anchivisis, I feel safe enough to use this +1. Also, with the +1, we'll boost the vitality resistance here up even more, so that makes up for it too, even if we were to lose out. Oh yes, and this too, I found this. Heat Shield. This version of it isn't very strong. However, it gives you 100 seconds of physical resistance and 10% fire damage reduction, basically. A tiny little bit of burn retaliation. It's quite good. 10% reduction is 10%, and you don't have to keep the item on, by the way. Put that back on, and it'll stay active until it wears off, which you can quickly just throw it back on, activate the skill again. Good for Surtur. Yeah, as well as the Fire Giants in Ragnarok coming up next act too. It'll probably help out with them a bit. Plus it's not half bad an item too, 15% health, that's pretty good. armor protection. It's decent. And I found this, which I won't use anytime soon. However, briarwood. Each one of these little trees is an individual target, which means against an enemy like, what's it good for? The Hydra, the Lernaean Hydra. If you cast this while it's attacking you, sometimes it will divert its attention and just smack these down one by one. And because the thing attacks kind of slow, that's a long time the skill is drawing the damage away from you. It has its uses. And look at this. I finally got it. I did another 15 runs of the token, maybe 10 runs. Got lucky. I think all in all that's probably 200, 300 runs in total of the Act 1 token, and I got it. I believe it's about a 1 in 500 drop chance, give or take, so pretty good odds. I've had worse and I've had better, but I was very happy to get it. I really wanted it before we do this act in particular. I'll put you there, and it'll go nicely with this. So you get the 50%, another 18, that's plenty. You don't really need any more. But you can get some here too. You can't force the bonus. I think it's 5% chance every time you complete this, and it rolls with, let's take a look. Yeah, 5%. Still, that's another 18% less, which is, if you were to put that on top of this, that's 36. That easily gets you to the cap. So maybe I'll farm a bit. Might get lucky with it. I've never had much success with this though. I am starting to run out of space. These two won't see much use for a while. Over these here, I'm going to go ahead and pull out all the relics, buff myself up a little bit. I did level up once. I went through and did all of the Atlantis quests. I might have missed one or two, but I did most of those and combined that with the token farming. And I think I killed Typhon a couple of times too. It got me about a level and a half. I think I just hit 39 at the end of the last video, and now we're halfway through 40, so it gives you a good estimate of how much I've played. I'll apply the level up now. I would really like to get this. The defensive ability would be very strong in this act, but these stats are tempting too, very tempting. I'm not really sure. And this wouldn't be a bad idea either. Same with this one. I think I'll go with that for now. That's 45 defensive ability, about 10 armor. Not too bad. What are we sitting at, by the way? 330. Yeah, I think once we get this maxed out, we'll probably be around 400, maybe a little higher. Which is pretty good for normal. I don't know if I have enough money to re-equip everything here. We'll find out. This is probably the favourite item I found. It's just a flat upgrade and the movement speed is fantastic. And this is quite good too. The slow resistance is lovely. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have enough money for all of this. And what else did we have left? Amulets and the shield would cost 235, 281. That's not too hard to farm. You could do that from Typhon fairly quickly, although I'm sure we'll pick up enough money in this act too. Okay, so I'll keep you for now. These ones, I'll think about what I want to apply to them. I also found this. I think I found this. I can't remember if I already had it. Maybe I already had one and I found a better version of it. These will beat it out though, so I might as well sell the thing. I do like it because it's not only flat lightning damage, but percentage. Works well with this. It's good for farming. I think I'll go ahead and put this on right now. Yeah, I will hang on to this because it is hard to give up the strength and the health. That is a lot, especially the strength. It's a significant amount. And I work on pulling this out to fit inside here. Just a little bit more health. Physical resistance is never bad. Yeah, alright. Now this act, it can be hard if you are unprepared for certain enemy types. There are some that can instantly kill you, and some that will shred you very quickly if you don't have resistances for them. Like this here, and this. Very useful in this act. But I'll point them out as I get to them. There's nothing too threatening early on, like through this, at least probably until you get to yeah, into Hades proper. Once you're on the river Styx, after that is when I find the act starts to get dangerous, and it only picks up from there. There are some things to worry about, like the Three Sisters. They can be a little dangerous. Yeah, I think this extra +1 to skills is really going to help out. It'll add quite a bit. I don't normally like using it in normal difficulty. I prefer to keep the flat stats, but I feel pretty safe with this character right now. And the fact that this rolled with stun resistance, armor, pierce resistance, I think it makes up for losing out on the health. Yeah. Alright, I will get back to you once I find something dangerous. We're not too far off the next level up, but there's also a dangerous enemy here I wanted to point out. Something that has killed a lot of conquerors over the years. They really love this guy, this Night Blossom plant. He fires a lot of spears, basically, and they will shotgun you. Like if you stand right up close to him, he'll hit you with all of them. And I believe they do damage over time too. Like that. And yeah, they're not too bad if you're a ranged character, but the damage, it definitely adds up. And if you take all of them at once, that could kill you, for sure. See, my instinct is now to use shield charge and just finish it off. But that's a very, very stupid idea. I really want to try it though. That's so scary. Oh god. This, even with Colossus, the damage you take from it. That's crazy. Yeah, it goes down easy enough, and if you'd bothered to put a few more points into here, I'm sure the Phalanx would have finished it off easily. I'd even recommend going out of your way just to find or buy a bow, just for this fat, and stand back here and just take your pot shots at it and kill it. It'll kill you very quickly, that thing. There's a few other things I wanted to mention. I didn't tell you where the Golden Scarab came from. I believe I showed it off when I was doing Act 2. But the place, I believe it's just before Memphis. Yeah, so you take this portal and run backwards a little bit. It's where I farmed all of the Amun-Ra's glory and the Archivices. The little golden beetle, he spawns outside of the entrance to the cave dungeon there very frequently, and he always drops one of these. And the guaranteed completion bonus from these is always +1 to skills, so it's very strong. Yeah, it's not a hard thing to get. So if you feel you can fit it into your build and still be safe enough, then go for it. Typically I like to wait until epic, but this character, he's very strong. There he is. He's gotten quite lucky with a lot of item rolls so far. And while I've got you here, I believe I should have enough money now to finish off all of the gear re-equipping. Okay, the first one I wanted to do was this one. There we go. Tinkerer items, they're too good. They're just fantastic. Look at all the stats on that thing. Wonderful. And I found one of these too. I got lucky, just randomly rolled the vitality resistance bonus. You could definitely wear these, put them on if you happen to get Tinkerer here. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Stamina, sleep res, slow res, a little bit of health, which is the really makes it pop for me. It's the winning part of it. Just that little bit of health allows you to make up of the loss here. It doesn't match it, but the other stats are debatably as good. Slow res is very nice. The stun as well as if you don't have it capped out, very strong. You just farm those in this act. You drop them randomly off enemies. Not too hard to get. I'll drop this too. It's nothing amazing. I'm keeping this because I believe I don't have the normal difficulty version. Oops. Sell it immediately. It's pretty cool looking too. I'll keep it in a stash for later. I don't know why I picked this up. It's just kind of there. And what was next that I needed to do? The shield, that's right. What did you cost? Awesome. Okay, for example, yeah, even removing this Archivices, we're still almost at the cap, which is very nice. Honestly, you could probably swap one of these out too, and it wouldn't be too detrimental. You don't need 80%, I just like to have it. I'm not sure what else you would swap on. Maybe another Dionysus, get a little bit more physical resistance. Yeah, it's a tough one. I believe this Honor Guards is better than the Hail. With the Tinkerer, of course. It's a tough one though. It's a lot of health and strength. So, I think I'll stick with this for now. Okay, I'll get this level up. There's, in the area I currently am, there's quite a few quests actually that give you bonuses. You got some that give, I'll see if I have any of them Emperor's Potion. Yeah, here we go. Strength and Health, which is great for this build. It's fantastic. There's another one later on that gives you Strength, Intelligence, and Dexterity, which is very strong too. The more stats you have, the easier it is for gearing. There might be another one I'm forgetting as well. It is easy to forget quests in this place because there's so many of them. I do it all the time. Like the little cave over here. I think it's here. It might be around here maybe. As you can see, the enemies in this act, the regular enemies, they are so much weaker than what you go through in Atlantis. Which is why, if you're doing this for the first time, I'd recommend doing Hades first. And even Ragnarok. And then go back and do Atlantis. There are some regular enemies in this act that are on par with Atlantis, or even more dangerous, if we're talking about the Grandmaster Archers. But on average, this act is easier than Atlantis. And these things, they're still holding up, despite coming from the first half of Act 1. That's a lot of damage. That's why I was so happy to find that first one. Yeah, the enemies around here really are a joke. You want to be careful of... one of the Eternal Embers patches introduced all of these random events throughout the world. And sometimes those can be a little dangerous. Like you'll get enemies from later on in the act that can spawn. And there'll be strong versions of them too. You want to be a little careful. Like this thing here. Not these guys, these aren't particularly dangerous. But you'll get like the Melano, the kind of white-skinned, horned, demon-looking women that chase you down. These are the spears. And yeah, they can be very, very dangerous. So be careful of these random events. They don't always look like this either. You'll notice them because randomly you'll all of a sudden start getting your shit pushed in and you're going, oh god, what's happening? And you'll notice that these enemies don't naturally belong to the area you're in. I believe the cave is up here. Yeah, this one. I always forget about this place. And I have to backtrack later on. Before we do that, I believe we should be able to get the level up here through experience from the quest turning, if we're lucky. It might be off by a little bit. I think it's this one. Oh, so close. There we go. And that's a good level up. 6 strength, 80 health, which factor into your base and get multiplied by all of the bonuses you have here, so that's quite a lot. How are we looking? Yeah, almost 400. Not bad. Another 3, 4, 5 in total we can put there, so pretty good. Should get us to about halfway to 500. 450, 460 something. That's quite good defensive ability for normal. It might even be a little overkill. Maybe not for cursed, but yeah, you feel safe when you have it a lot. And here we have another enemy. I'd recommend worrying about at least a little bit. She's not too bad though. Her spells are easy to dodge. They can just do a lot of damage. She'll do this kind of meteor attack. You notice she'll cast an attack and nothing will happen like that. And she won't shoot out from. It's easy to dodge. Like as I said, she doesn't do much herself. Just make sure you dodge that one. I believe it does vitality damage from memory, so you're probably fine with this, but I'd still recommend dodging it. I'll probably just stick with you while I finish off the rest of this place. There's not much left. One dungeon and the boss. I believe I did skip the one little side quest though. I'll run back and pick that up. Here somewhere. Here we go. There we go. This might be my favourite act, thinking about it. Not too sure though. It's always really hard to pick, but I do love this act a lot. I should probably point these guys out while I'm here. These guys, they can be a little annoying. They have a life drain aura, so if you're standing here, it'll drain your aura and heal up the enemies around it. I don't like to fight them because they just take too long. You can if you want. You notice how quickly they heal. But have a look at that, his health, how fast it goes up. I just don't bother with them, just skip past them. This is another place. I never get anything good here.
You have no more room.
Okay. Alright, let's go kill the boss. Ah, here. I think these guys here, these poison zombies. You really want to watch out for that attack in particular. That will do a lot of damage. It's got a lot of wind-up time, so it's... Here's another one. That. So it's easy to dodge. Just make sure you're not standing in there. I believe they also cast Plague on you as well, which reduces your resistances. Not that it really matters to a character that doesn't have any resistances to begin with, but still more damage. Now this fight can be dangerous. The main thing you want to watch out for is it's like a cloud, like a vitality and lightning damage cloud. It's a big bright red thing. Looks a little bit like Squall. That you just don't want to stand in there. Oh, and if you don't know, see the one here with the eye and that red aura? That means they take a lot less damage. So while that's active, focus on the other two. They'll swap it around between each other frequently. And this is one of those fights where I'd recommend just keep moving. Move all the time. Throw a few attacks, move. Yeah, not so bad. What? Now how did I do that? I don't even know what button that is set to. That's kind of annoying.
You can't carry anymore. Your inventory is full.
There's not many items in this act I want to go out of my way for. A lot of the monster infrequents are very rare. Some of them aren't that good. Yeah, I don't normally farm much here. I like to get to Ragnarok as fast as I can, because that's where you start getting the really juicy items. I think I may have missed a quest, as I typically do in this area. I might be overthinking it. Always feel like I miss a quest here. Or did I already do it? I'm thinking of the one back here. I must have already done it. No, I haven't. Damn it. What did I miss? Oh. You. I knew I missed something. It's actually quite nice. You could use it. Sleep res, physical res, stun res. Lightning damage works with you a little bit. Apart from that though, you don't get too much from it. I'd stick with this, really. The vitality resistance is too good. Okay, I didn't get too far, but I just wanted to point this out. Just travelled up here. The enemies here, these guys, you notice they have that same kind of glow effect on them that I pointed out in Act 3, and for the same reason here. They drop a lot of items, so if you're low on money, you can farm here too. The experience is better than Act 3, the items are better, you get more money, the enemies aren't dangerous. I'll do one run just to show you how much you get. And yeah, so you just clear this area out. There's a fountain right at the entrance to it too. Makes it very quick. So 553. Right, I think I meant to keep that one. Yeah, about 600,000. So you can see how easy it is to make money. And here's the fountain. It's literally right there. You can farm up millions of gold very easily. Take it to Atlantis, gamble orbs. It's no problem. And boss fight time.
Stay back or be destroyed.
Yeah. The Ferryman, he's not too bad. He doesn't do a lot of damage. The biggest problem with him is his tiny arena where you fight him. So where I'm standing now, it's barely bigger than this area, which makes dodging his attacks difficult. I don't know if he's a demon. I can't remember actually. Undead. Yeah, that makes more sense. We're not there yet. It shouldn't be too bad though. You don't want to stand on these grates. That'll do a bit of damage to you. Yeah, really nothing to worry about. Just don't stand on those grates and you should be fine. And of course you always have your panic button here. So if you find yourself taking too much damage, just press that. Here we have a quest that I recommend you always do. You want to be a little careful, he can hurt. He has a fire breath attack. I'll try and get him to show it off. That one, that can do a lot of damage. But yeah, there you go, as you see. 4 points to every stat. It's very good. Just make sure you don't forget him. It's quite easy to just go up here and continue on with the act. The guy hides up here. Alright, this time we have some regular enemies that can be a bit of a threat. These little spiders here, they'll shoot out like a red lightning bolt between each other and the mother. You don't want to get stuck in there. the normal ones aren't too bad, but there is a boss version of them, which is up ahead. One thing I recommend doing is don't run up to them. Let them come up to you and take them out as they do. Try and show you the lightning. Now, by themselves, yeah, there we go. They do a lot of damage. There's quite a few of them in here, so you want to be careful. But there's a boss version. I think it's just up here. This one, you really want to be careful of. This thing can be a little dangerous. It's fast too. And there we go. Just be careful with it. It can web you in place so you can't move, and then all the little spiders will attack you and proc the lightning. It can do a lot. I did level up recently too, so I might as well do that. I did find this. It's on par. More armor, more strength, more health, and less movement speed. So it's a tough choice. I probably will use it. I prefer the stats over the movement speed. But you could go either way, that's for sure. Okay, we finally reached the point of the game where we're starting to find some very dangerous enemies. These guys here, they're not too bad. It's the archers you want to be careful of, and not the normal ones. So the damage I'm taking here is more than manageable. However, I'll try and find some of them. You have the Master Archers and the Grandmaster Archers. And the Grandmaster Archers will tear you to pieces. They're easy enough to notice when you spot them. They're bigger, they're a different colour. Okay, they kind of look like these guys. So you got the Grandmasters here, and the Master Archers, I think they might be red, but it's the Grandmasters you really want to be careful of. I'll let him hit me just so you can see the damage they do. It's more than your potion can keep up with, if he wants to get out of the way of the wall. Okay. Yeah, he starts critting. That's a lot of damage. You really don't want to be taking that. You're going to stop chasing me? Ah, for crying out loud. Okay, now you have a couple of options to deal with them. This, which is why I really wanted it. However, you can't always rely on getting that, which is why I also picked this up, which can help reduce it. Reduces it by about a fifth. And if you're going to go with this, because you can't get lucky enough to find the chest piece, you're probably going to go out of your way to get the completion bonus on this that gives you more demon reduction. You're going to want either this or these two. Try to get one of them at least. Now I'll equip that and I'll show you the damage it does now. It's far more manageable. It takes him from something that can legitimately kill you to something you don't have to worry about. 2 or 3 of them at once? Sure. That'll overwhelm even this. But it's very rare you fight more than 2. These ones here, they look the same, but they use a melee weapon. They're weak. Don't have to worry about them at all. But yeah, if you do have these, make sure to use them. Here's another one. You can even equip both if you want. And the damage is, as you can see, the difference it makes is huge. if you really wanted, you could just keep this on for the entire act. Probably about maybe half of this act is just demons. So that's a lot of damage reduction. And those guys, they will spawn throughout the rest of this act pretty much. If you really can't get this, and all you have is one of these, and you say this doesn't roll properly, skip them. I mean, just run past them. I wouldn't recommend it. I would highly recommend farming them, trying to get this and this at least, and put in a little bit of time to try and get this. Otherwise, you really are running the risk of dying. These bastards, that's a master archer. They're not as bad. It's the grandmasters you really want to be careful of. So here's another quest you always want to do. The reward is invaluable. You want to be a little careful. He can be a bit dangerous. So if you had gone ahead and acquired some beast reduction, could be a good idea here. Just play it safe. There we go, skill points. That's very strong. I also didn't apply the ones from the level up before, so I'll go ahead and do that now. There we go, that's maxed out. 205, 48 armor, that's very good. Now that armor applies to every slot, which is very strong. Defensive ability, oh, even more than I thought. Ah, yeah, that's more accurate. Yeah, 450. That's good enough for normal difficulty, for sure. From now, I think we could go for this. It's quite good. We could go here. It's also very strong. But I think I want to finish this off, get the extra stats, which will allow me to start using these that I've had for a long time. We don't need the undead damage reduction anytime soon, not really. But it would be nice to have. And I think I will put 1 point here at some point in the future. Maybe the next level up if I remember to. Perfect block is very useful. So I've mentioned this a few times already now. To try and get the completion bonus on this one, which gives you reduced damage from demons. Now where do you actually get this? There's two spots that I kind of recommend for it. The first one is here, which is just on this waypoint, probably the fastest place to go for it. There's a fountain on the next level, but it's these guys here that you want to kill, and this building is full of them. You can farm them to try and get it, or in Atlantis, I'd say probably, I think Gorlos maybe. Yeah, it's the mudmen that you want to kill. They have a chance to drop it as well. I'd say this is the better spot. It's faster to run. The enemies die quicker. There's more of them. You just want to be careful. The poison can hurt a bit. Especially the bigger versions of those guys. They'll shoot it at you. Yeah, those ones. And as you can see, they don't drop particularly often. You'll have to kill a lot of them to get the 5 that you need. And even then, once you max it out, it's only a 5% chance, which isn't great, but I'd say it's probably worth doing. So yeah, grab this fountain and just farm it. There's more as you go further through the next levels as well. Here is Cerberus. He's a nasty bastard, this one. He can kill you very easily, but if you have a look, he's a beast type enemy. Which is why these are very strong. Without them, he can kill you in a couple seconds. Especially, see these cracks along the floor? If you stand on those, they will do environmental damage to you, which will kill you very, very quickly. So really want this damage reduction. Even if it takes longer to kill him with your melee weapon, just wear them. Be safe. One thing I really should do is find another Amun-Ra's Glory to put in here, and just keep you that much safer. But this is enough. This beast, it's a 75% reduction. And so you want to stand and don't move, otherwise you can wander into these. And if you have those items, he's really not a problem. That there, you don't want to be standing over the cracks on the floor. Yeah, the difference between having these items and not is this fight is a nightmare without them. It's always difficult. Okay, here we are, not too far from the end of this act. It'll feel good to finish this one. I did go through my stash. I found these two, because we did have the extra slot on the shield here. I'm leaning towards this, sword with 28% pierce resistance. It's quite good. This one here, it's not too bad either. The stun resistance would be worthwhile if I wasn't already at the cap. So I think I'm going with this instead. Yeah, minus 10%, that's very good. That's probably the best it's going to be for the rest of this character through his whole journey. Well, I don't only get worse from here. Alright, now there's some dangerous enemies coming up. I'm going to skip through most of this area. I feel like you get bogged down here. These guys are never fun to fight. Okay, now we have a friend. And here's one of those enemies I was talking about. This thing. They will kill you very quickly. This here, you don't want to get hit by that. And they kind of spray out those things. Have a look at that damage. That's ridiculous. I suggest skipping this. I wouldn't even bother. They're too threatening. It's easy to screw up. They got shotgun you and instantly kill you. One of the other reasons I like skipping through here is because the part of the game coming up is one of my favourite areas. I just love it. The whole the battlefield just feels fantastic to walk through. once you get past that, yes, you should be careful here too. The archers from this part of the game, they're consistent, they're everywhere, so you want to be careful. And really, you can keep on your damage reduction from this point onwards, really. Maybe swap it out for the bosses. But just about every enemy you're going to fight from here on out will be a demon. Yeah, we're coming up on it. I love this. Once you're in here, it's one of my favourite areas in the entire game. I just love it. This kind of battlefield effect. People are fighting everywhere. There's constant explosions. For those of you who played Diablo 2, this is what they were trying to do in The Lord of Destruction. But it's nothing in comparison to this. This is just 10 times better than that will ever be. The music is great too. Now you want to be a little careful with this boss. She can do a little bit more damage than you'd expect. She goes down easy enough though. But if you don't have your demon resistance, be careful. She's worth killing so you can complete the quest that requires all 4 of those stones, the Hades treasury. It's a lot of experience, and there's always a chance you could get a decent item out of it. It never happens though. Fighting alongside all these soldiers is just amazing. I love the atmosphere it adds to this part of the game. Now there's not a lot that's hugely threatening in this area, mostly because I have this, but really the only two enemies I'd say, well maybe three, you want to be careful of are the big siege striders I pointed out before. I believe they're called Melano, the ones that cast a big blood pool under your feet. You want to watch out for that, it can do a lot of damage. And you can also get Grandmaster archers here too. They'll hurt you pretty bad if you're not careful. But everything else, like all of these guys, they're nothing. I think there's a quest coming up here in a second with those enemies I was talking about. And there's a Grandmaster Archer, so yeah, you really gotta watch out for those guys. All the friends they have with them, they're not much to worry about, but their damage is just a consistent annoyance. You don't want to have to deal with that while you're fighting a Grandmaster. Ah, there it is. Here, you can see one over here. This enemy, they'll put like a pool of blood under your feet. It'll do a fair bit of damage to you. And here's the boss version. I'm trying to get one of them to trigger it, just so I can show you. There it is. That kind of effect. That can be a little dangerous. Oops. We're just about there. I like to farm here for a little while. I find it a very fun area. There's a few quests I skipped. I'll probably just go back and do those by myself. But yeah, I'd recommend just not doing this quest. Just skip it. If you're super completionist and you really want to do it, maybe get a bow, or at least always use your throwing weapons. Now here's another dangerous boss. I'm sure you're all familiar with him. He can trap you, which is probably the most dangerous part about him. And his spells do a fairly high amount of damage. You don't want to remain still for the entire fight. There's one. I'll show off his spells. That does a lot. You want to be careful of that. That will trap you if it hits you. His breath attack doesn't do too much, and that kind of shockwave can hurt a little bit. That one, but it's not too bad. The main thing I want to watch out for are the spears and the trapping cage. But yeah, he's nowhere near as bad as his alive self is, that's for sure. Moving on. Now, there's a few enemies here you really want to be careful of. These guys are not much of a problem. There's the Dactyl, for one. He can kill you. You want to be really careful around him. And the other ones, where's the quest? This one, the Hades Generals. I'll point them out as I get to them. But they can kill you. Hopefully we do encounter a Dactyl. We'd like to fight one. Excuse me. Let's see if we've got one down there. Doesn't look like it. You want to complete this quest at least. The generals you can skip. In fact, I'd probably suggest that unless you have the demon resistance gear. Come back to it later on, some way through epic difficulty. It's just too dangerous. The shards though, that one you do want to do, because it has a chance of giving you a very powerful reward. This here, when you complete all of them, there's a chance for it to roll with plus to skills. And the natural vitality resistance is quite nice too. You can't force the completion bonus, unfortunately, so it's up to chance. In fact, I might as well take a look. Yeah, looks like it's just a 10% chance. Although it feels like it's a lot lower than that to me. 11. Let's see what we get when you actually do force it. Just make sure I paused. Yeah, the force result is pretty garbage. It's 5% to all stats. That's not worth it. Whenever I find a Dactyl, he's usually around here somewhere. It seems to be the most common area for me. Doesn't look like it though. Now here's one of the first dangerous enemies I was talking about. And he's annoying too. He will drain your energy. His name? Yeah, this guy. He'll drain your energy. He does a fair bit of damage. I'd recommend clearing out the enemies around him first. And if you don't have this, or at least this combo going, I would skip them. Yeah, they'll drop that on the floor, it drains your energy. This guy's the easiest of the three though. It's the other two I find that are the most likely to kill you. The experience is pretty good here. The enemies are decently high level. They're not too difficult. There's a lot of them. And I believe there's these spiders coming up. Yeah, these ones I've mentioned to you before. They can be a little dangerous. Best tactic, just wait for them to come up to you. No, we're not too far away from another couple dangerous enemies. Okay, and if anyone is going to kill you here, apart from maybe the Dactyl, it will be this enemy. This guy here. I'm so afraid of him that I'm going to equip this. What scroll did I have? I'll even use this. See how he casts Eruption? That kind of earthquake and volcano looking skill? That will kill you very quickly. If you don't have this, it does a lot of damage. And his natural attacks are kind of strong too. So yeah. Alright, it did about 3,000 damage, which was halved because of that, and my resistances, which reduce it even more. So if you don't have the same resistances and the demon reduction, you're taking 5,000 damage from that, and that's from 1 second of standing on it. If you don't notice it, it'll kill you very easily. It can shotgun you, all the little projectiles, the balls, they can all hit you at once. It's a lot of damage. Now there's one more left, and it can be a little dangerous too. I wouldn't say as bad as that guy, but he's he's more of a danger just from his regular attacks. He's like a Grandmaster Archer, but even stronger. He can turn you to stone like Medusa. He moves around a lot, tries to stay away from you. And, I think he's just up here. This guy. I'll see if I can get him to show it off. Yeah, there you go. If that hits you, it'll keep you still. Oh yes, and the poison he dumps on the ground. I believe it slows you down and does damage over time. And so yeah, if you don't have some demon resistance, skip it. Just skip the quest. It's not worth the risk. What do I want to do with this? It's tough. I think I'll go for this now. The extra stats are nice. And health and dexterity. Now we've got the crystals and then Hades. I think that's it. We'll be done with the act. There's a guy here too. He can be a little dangerous. He's just a weaker version of a Dactyl. Up here, this guy, this Warden of Souls. He's not a threat. I'm really hoping to see a Dactyl. I think we've only got 2 or 3 more chances left. If not, I'm sure we'll find one in epic difficulty. And she can be a little annoying. She does that same energy drain kind of thing. You can try and bait it out to dodge it. Yeah, there it is. To do that, just run in a pattern like this, and sometimes you get lucky. She'll cast it when you turn to run, and it will completely miss you. She's not dangerous though, just annoying. There we go, that's the last of the crystals we need. I'll pick that up after Hades. Ah, speak of the devil. Okay, there's Dactyl. So when you're going up against these guys, if you stay at range, they will use a lot of ranged attacks, which are probably their most dangerous thing. So to really fight them, stick to your sword and shield and just get up in their face. Dump your phalanx on top of them. Even use Colossus if you really want to be safe. Ah, I'm freaking stuck. Oh, that was fun. Yeah, this happens sometimes. If you cast Colossus while you're too close to a wall, it'll push you inside the wall and you can't move. Oh well, it's not too bad. But let's just be safe. This also gives a little bit of physical resistance. Never a bad thing. God, he does a lot of damage. And so another way you can take them on, this skill here drains their energy. So if you hit them enough times, he won't be able to cast his skills anymore. Come on. That is the main thing you really want to watch out for. It stuns you, does a lot of damage. You can cast it very frequently. But if you notice, I've hit him enough that he's basically out of energy. And so he won't be able to do much anymore. Sure, he still hurts, but he's not much of a threat now. So yeah, this is very strong. Alright. Why not? Feasting. Nah, it's kind of crappy. And something else I should have done, instead of wearing this during that fight, I should have switched back to this one. Oh well, not too bad though. Alright, well... damn it. It's not a bad bonus, but it's really not the one you want. If you're going for resistances, there's better charms. Really, you want the +1 to skills here. Alright, we'll put this back on because demons... Well, Hades isn't a demon, he's a god, a deity. I think we should be fine, really. Hades isn't too hard, as long as you have your vitality resistance. You can still hurt, he can shotgun you, but the attack itself is easy to dodge if you know it's coming. I'll show it off.
You will pay for your hubris.
That one. You just want to dodge that attack. And you want to be careful because he can, if you're standing right in front of him, he'll just drop it on your head. And it doesn't give you much time to dodge. Because as you see, it shoots out like 10 little projectiles, and if that hits you, you'll get hit by all of them. And even with this vitality resistance, it's a lot of damage. But yeah, Hades, apart from that, he's not a problem. You can put this little thing on the floor. Yeah, this one. That'll hurt you a little bit too. So just run around until it goes away. It doesn't last long. And this form is easier. It doesn't hurt you as much. I'll just show off his attacks. That's the same thing, you want to dodge them. He'll stun you too, does like a shockwave if you get too close. There he goes. Yeah, that will stun you, which can set you up for him to drop those on your head. So yeah, just be a little careful. You'll notice he's a ghost now, which is easy to find, easier at least, to find resistance gear for, but he's still, he's not a problem. You really don't have to worry about him. It still got me. And there it goes. Garbage. Yay. Yeah, Hades, not too bad. Just as you remember to dodge those attacks. And you need a lot of that res. Maybe not 80% because you have this much health, but you'll still need a lot. And here we are to another one of my really most loved acts. In the north, it's just lovely. There's so much attention to detail. Varied areas. It's fun. Oh yeah, I did find this, by the way. Pretty good. A lot of defensive ability, move speed, resistances, health and armor protection. You could use it, for sure. Pretty good. Now, before I go on with this act, I'm going to go back and do one of the quests. It's just a bunch of easy experience and items. Sometimes you get a bit lucky. She has a mistress's clutch. This one. And this. I've always wanted to get a really good one of these, but I just can't find one. I believe it's 100,000 experience for this one. Yeah, that's a fair bit. It's a good chunk of your bow. Plus you get these chests. Not that we get anything good, but still. That's okay. A bit of money, I suppose. Bunch of experience. Yeah, that was Hades. It's a good act. I really enjoy it. And I will probably go back and finish these ones off myself. Maybe not that one though. Thanks for watching. I don't think there's anything else left I have to do. Getting close to the end of normal difficulty. I would like to hit maybe level 45, 46 by the time I finish this act. There's no hard and fast rules about it. I would just like to. Oh, look at that. That's kind of cool. You could probably use this if you really wanted to. The vitality resistance makes up for the armor and wear. The Wonder skills is pretty strong. You lose a lot of health, that's about 1,000. Actually, if you throw the relic back on, you probably get about half of that back. So yeah, it's debatably worth it. Going for a hallowed. You can find these, by the way, in I think Act 3 at the earliest. Ideally, you'd run with something else on it too, maybe some sort of resistance, momentum. That could be pretty good. Defensive ability, I don't know if that rolls on helmets, but yeah, if you happen to find one with extra stats, you could use it. I don't think I will. I'll stick with this for now, because we're going to change a lot of our gear pretty soon once we get to epic difficulty. It's a shame about that. I was really hoping for it. yeah, okay, that was it. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Hopefully sometime this week. I should be able to rest through this act pretty quickly. Alright, catch you later.